We're live, pal. If you can believe it, it is a late night here in the Hellhole in the year 1990X. Twitch is feeling neglected. I wasn't going to go live, but I thought, gee, you could really use a pick-me-up, so here I am. I'm settling in. We got to do the customary intro. Please indulge me. We will resume. You can see on your screen we have wonders and delights from the comic book world. We'll be back. I'll be back. I got to work out what I'm doing here. Stick around.
Make no attempt to reload your device. You are now entering the Hellhole.
That's enough of that. Okay, we're live, and we're doing something a little bit different. It's the perfect synthesis of interests that have been in the Hellhole. It has been too many months since I last live streamed. I know it's been a long time. You don't care, I don't care. We're looking at sort of the convergence points of, you know, I love comic books. We've been doing the trading card arc sporadically. YouTube lives. The Hellhole lives on YouTube. That's where it's all happening. The Capcom Wrestling Association has been carrying the load, but I'm hoping to do a little bit more than that. We have grand designs, wonderful delights to share and enjoy, but we're just living the now, okay? Worry about that when it comes around. You're looking at the cover art to the, what is it? The Infinity Challenge Marvel Heroclix starter set. There is a larger box that it is part of. You can sort of see it. It's lost in the void. It's lost in the perspective, the zoom, warning, choking hazards. So Heroclix are like painted miniatures of superheroes and various other things. It's expanded far and beyond, but I think it started with Marvel and DC, or if it didn't start there, that was sort of like the big thing. So like in the mid 2000s, these things really blew up. That's when I was getting into them. I was losing my mind. Trading cards were out. Trading cards were done by the end of the 90s. I think my last packet of cards was like in 97. So these things come along in around like 2002, 03, 04, somewhere like that. Super exciting. That's probably about the last time I bought them, though. It's been about 20 years, if you can believe that. Now that raises questions. So basically, I've made a big dumb purchase. Here's a box in my little face cam, because this configuration does not lend itself just to looking at large things. We're looking at small things today. And I guess we're going to do it in installments. So I've cobbled together some bits and pieces. Things were going rough. I wasn't doing so good. So I thought I would treat myself. And when internet's favorite dumb devil boy makes a bad purchase, then you share in the wealth, of course. So we're going to open a few of these Marvel 10th Anniversary Heroclix boxes. I don't know what that anniversary denotes. I think WizKids, the company that makes Heroclix, may have changed hands. Is that what the 10th anniversary is? Marvel, to the best of my knowledge, is not celebrating any 10th anniversaries. So this is a starter box. I ended up with a couple of these, and the great things about the starter boxes were I'd already started buying Heroclix. I was never really into the game. There is a game. They're called Heroclix because there's a little dial. Well, you'll see it. There's a little dial at the bottom of them, and it's like a tabletop game. They're cheap, but highly detailed. Well, not highly detailed, but they're very well-made miniatures that are pre-painted. versus say something like Warhammer or something like that. But see, here's what we're looking at today. So this is a brilliant, in my mind, a brilliant innovation. I don't know how long they've been doing this. Basically, I got a bunch of these things cheap, and I sort of thought, yeah, it'd be nice to revisit. I looked into these to see what kind of characters are available because, of course, in my collection that I have, I've got plenty of like, cops, thugs, like bottom of the barrel NPC characters. That was the hazard. So you'd buy a box that'd be like used to be there'd be 4 figures in each box. You'd get like a good one, a decent one, and a couple of scrubs, a couple of jobbers. And there's a whole game behind that, and characters had point values, and you'd be able to build a team based on the point values and all that. We're not worrying about all that. I just like, I'm a big superhero fan, lifelong comics reader, been doing it since I was a kid. So to have these miniatures of your favorite characters, it's sort of like having an action figure, but it's a little bit small and compact and easy. These are a great idea though. So like I was saying, boxes used to be 4 characters. It's blind box. You don't know what you're getting. This is a blind box, but it's super cheap. It's only a couple of bucks, or at least it was to get these. I don't know if they're clearing them out or whatever. And you just get one. You get one. I like that though. It's a good impulse purchase. This is a great countertop purchase. If you go to the counter, you're buying something, you buy one of these. So we'll do this. We'll check this out. I don't know. I haven't done this in such a long time, so it's going to be nice. You can see on this box, there's like a World War Hulk. There's a new Spidey. A lot of the old favorites are in here, so that's kind of good. You can see the cover art. That's some real throwback, like 2000s clip art from Marvel. I don't know who's responsible for that. I don't know who is ever responsible for that. That used to be on a lot of like your Target merch and stuff like that. That sort of CG colored, very rendered. I don't know what that's about. This is cool though. Like that's a good lineup. Actually, that Wolverine costume even makes me wonder, is this some 2000s? I don't know. Who are we gonna get? So there's a lot of good characters. There's a lot of variants and stuff, like a trading card thing. Well, I like the look of this. This is a good start. We love villains. Gotta be a little bit careful here. I don't want to damage anything. So you get like I guess you get a card, that's relevant to the game. I'm not overly interested in that, but, that's nice. But we're kicking off with a nice classic style Green Goblin. Is this going to give me challenges with the zoom, the focus? Can we focus? Can we get focus? There you go. Look at that. That's pretty cool. That's like a Steve Ditko Green Goblin right there. That reminds me of like the early issues of Amazing. It's like the super skinny vacuum cleaner Goblin Glider. It's not the big, the one with the wings. Oh man, that's cool. Look at that. The detail on these things and the quality of them, I would say, has only gotten better since I've seen them. And I kind of was getting that impression when I was looking up. I was trying to get an idea of like, what kind of characters are in here? Are these going to be characters that I'm interested in? By and large, yes. And this is a great indicator. So this is Green Goblin. I don't know. I'm trying to see, is there any kind of clue as to, because there's multiple versions of every character. I don't know if I'm going to be current enough, because even the dials have changed over time. It's kind of, you can see there's the dial, there's little stats. They changed the way it works. It used to be there'd be like a little thing on the bottom and you'd be able to twist that. I don't want to break it because I'm sort of in an awkward pose. I don't know. Let's just bask in the glow of the figure. So that's a really good figure. I like that. That's a basic nuts and bolts Green Goblin. I'm loving seeing that on the screen because you're getting some nice drama with the lighting. Lighting isn't always great for these things. A little bit of shadow. Look at the face. Look at the details. That's really good. That is some good work. I like that. And with they really seem to have expanded how much they do these sort of extra flourishes with like the clear resins and things. That's quite good. I wonder, is there like maybe a variant where there's a bit of color in there or something? I kind of like that. That's legit. I'm assuming that's a basic Green Goblin and there's nothing too amazing about that. I'm not seeing... See, I should have done some research. I don't know about any of these things. I don't know what denotes. It used to be they had colored rings, and that would sort of tell you. That would tell you like where you could your rarity and things like that. Points value 75. I feel like that's changed wildly. So there's like special abilities in the cards and all that. This thing says it's the Norman Osborn Green Goblin. We could tell that from the design. Significant appearance, Marvel Heroclix Fantastic Forces number 201 from 2005. I don't know if I got any Fantastic Forces. Anyway, let's not dwell on that. So that's a good start. We've only got 3 of these things. This could be a quick hit. I don't know. We could improvise. I don't know. Or maybe we'll just be short and sweet. I do have more. I thought we would maybe enjoy splitting them up. Having a nice time. You can't see me opening the box. There's like classic Iron Man. That's a good one. I'd love to get a Magneto. That's a good looking Magneto. Good 70s style Storm, classic Thor. That's something I like about this set. Seems to be they're all quite classic renderings. Well, how about that? Here's the card. Looks like we got ourselves a pretty nice looking Thor. Some drama all over that one. I dig this. Wow, these things are so good. I wonder if the scale of them is a little bit bigger than they used to be. They feel more solid. The model is like, because you used to get kind of like, they were a little bit bendy sometimes in the arms and things. Maybe a little bit more solid, but I'm digging the drama of that like clear resin style lightning. Check that out. That's great. So this one has a green number. The Green Goblin has a white number. This has a green number. I wonder, is that the equivalent of the old colored rings they used to have? So I don't know what green is. I really should have looked into these things. What is this? Thor, mighty blow indeed. Blah, blah, blah. Significant appearance, Marvel Heroclix Ultimates number 96, 2004. So that's when I was getting them. I probably got some Ultimates. Maybe I'll start digging out what I've got, and we'll just revisit the good old days, and the toy chest can open up, and we can look at stuff. See, to me, sometimes these things are a little bit boring, and I feel like, passe, but maybe for you, you've never seen these things. That could be interesting. I don't know what's fresh to you. Leave a comment, do all that kind of stuff. But this is great. I like this. Really a classic Thor. I've been reading some Thor lately. I got really into the 1991 stretch of Thor for some reason. 1990, 91. Not a period that I was actively reading, but these issues that I had are pretty good. And I also got my hands on a cheap collection of like the 60s Thor. The first appearance of Absorbing Man, so that was good. So this Thor is definitely in keeping with those. We love the classics. That's very exciting. And that's something I like about these single ones. So they're cheap, it's a quick hit, and it seems to me there's no scrubs. You're going to get good characters. So here we go. Number 3. This is the final Marvel box that I have. So I also got some DC, and I got some other things. I don't know. Are we better off doing these quick and spreading them out, or what? Oh, wow. Oh, this is a good one. This is a very good one. So as far as I'm concerned, we're 3 for 3. It helps that I don't have any of these, but hey, it's your old pal, the ever-loving blue-eyed thing. That is a very classic-looking thing to me. Let's get a little bit of a better look. So what's he doing? He's ripping up a bit of the road. See, check out the detail on that. Even the manhole cover. Is that hillside something? He's in Jersey. It's a Jersey manhole cover. So that's pretty nice. I'm a little bit less keen on the head there, the head sculpt. Maybe not the most exciting rendering of the thing, but check out the trunks. So that's full-on classic. It looks like a little bit of paint has gone awry there. Either that or the thing has had a little bit of an accident. Some kind of rock slide. I don't know. These trunks and ripping up the road like that says classic Fantastic Four to me. This seems right out of the early 60s issues. Move the box. We're losing focus. But generally, that's pretty nice. To my memory, I don't think I ever got a thing. And he's always been like a favorite character. You know, we were having a discussion a while back on the Discord about the Fantastic Four and sort of, it's such a tragedy how much they fell out of favor. The movies have not done them a good service. I don't know about the new one, First Steps, maybe pros and cons, maybe more upside than down, I would say, on the whole. But it's funny how Fantastic Four have really fallen out of favor. So people don't know how cool the Fantastic Four are and should be. Certainly when I was a kid, they were some of my favorites. People were lukewarm on it. There are people who don't like it. I enjoyed the 90s cartoon. You used to be able to reliably get like Fantastic Four animated series consistently, like, and I watched. I was a monster for the cartoons. They used to show them like on different times on TV. You'd get reruns and like the VHS tapes where occasionally you could find something with a few episodes. So I was mad for the cartoons. I love Fantastic Four. Obviously, learn to read with comics. Love comics. Fantastic Four were perennial favorites. So that's really good. But like I said, the head is not great. The painting in the eyes maybe lets it down a little, but the sculpt even. This is again, that's what makes me think this might be an early thing because he's a little bit mushier looking. And I do know there are variants of characters that I think they're more about the paint finish than the sculpt, but there's a few maybe that have like a different head or something. I saw yeah, like even at some point they did the Sharon Ventura she thing, Ms. Marvel, and there's different costumes and finishes and things like that. So that's, I think sometimes it's as little as a color variant. Again, we got a green number on this one. It's got the little Fantastic Four logo, so I'm not really sure what this denotes. I would assume this is just like a standard thing, but you never know. It could be a swanky one. What did I do with the card? It's ambitious squeezing these cards in. I don't think you're getting these cards like PSA graded anytime soon. I wonder if would they PSA grade these things? I think the curve is not doing it any favors. It's Ben Grimm, we know that. Significant appearance from Marvel Heroclix Fantastic Forces number 78 from 2005. So again, what the hell is the 10th anniversary? Because it's not telling me on the box. Oh, hang on, celebrating 10 years of clicks and comics. Like these things can't be that old, are they? Oh, these things came out in 2012. No wonder. So these things are actually quite old. That's probably why it was so cheap. I'm assuming I got these maybe on clearance. 2012. That's bonkos, Jerry. Yeah, so the 10th they are the 10th anniversary of Heroclix. Man, but again, like thinking back 2012. See, I don't know if they even do they still make Marvel Heroclix and stuff? I think they've moved on to other things. I don't know if they're even doing superheroes. That Thor is really quite something, I would say. That Thor is probably my favorite. Man, this Green Goblin's really good though. And these are nice. So I don't really play the games, but I got like a shelf of these things. And it's just nice to see them, see my favorite characters. These are going to go in very nicely. Colors on that Thor are really good too. These are like nice and vivid. Man, the green on that Green Goblin, the purple, that is just, the quality of these things kept getting better. At some point they did Street Fighter and I really wanted to get those, but I never did. And I imagine you're going to pay an arm and a leg for these things now. Yeah, the Thing is, unfortunately, although one of my favorite characters in the comics, the Thing is sort of letting it down a bit. I don't know, how long have we been? Barely been 20 minutes. See, usually we go nice and long. We open like half a box of cards or something. I feel like I'm cheating you here. It's nice to be here. It's nice to be with you. I think this is a win, though. I don't know about you. So I do have, like I said, I've got a couple of dozen Heroclix. I don't know how many I've got. Maybe I'll dig out some of the favorites. I've got some DC, and I got another one. I'm just gonna grab it. It's kind of a tale of two cities. So these Marvel ones came in a nice big. Look at the face cam. Nice big sturdy box from a store called Pop Culture. That was marvelous. I grabbed a cheapo on Amazon, and they put it in a freaking. So this was from Amazon US. So if a little word to the wise, if you're ever ordering on Amazon US, you might want to think twice about something delicate like this. So they just put this in like in an envelope, a little paper bag envelope, and it got crammed in my mailbox and all mangled up. But you can see I've gone from CWA to WWE, and one of my favorite wrestlers is Eddie Guerrero. So when I saw this for sale, so this is like another variation. You get like you get the trading card fun, the gambling fun of these blind box little single boxes. Here's one where you know what you're getting. There's a range of various WWE characters. I think there was a Big Show. Was there Maskless Kane? I know there's a Roman Reigns, and I think the pose is a little dodgy to me. There's an Asuka. I think there's a Rhea Ripley. There's got to be an Undertaker, surely. But for my money, Eddie Guerrero, lying, cheating, and stealing. Eddie Guerrero is great. He'd be one of my favorite wrestlers, probably of all time. He was still around when I was watching WCW. There was like late night edited versions of Nitro that played here, so I would watch some of those, and it was a lot of. He didn't always make the best impression because it was like casual clothes Friday every time you tune in on Monday. He's just wearing like some jeans and a t-shirt. Never had his gear. Wasn't wrestling. I'm trying to think, is that late LWO? I don't know if the LWO was, or maybe he was leaving the LWO. He was very sullen and sulky in that period of WCW. On his way to go into WWF, things change. I was probably, I don't know if I totally was on board with the early Latino heat stuff and with China. I mean, it earned its place pretty quick. But I, by the time of like this era of Eddie Guerrero, this is like 2004 Eddie Guerrero, 2003 Eddie Guerrero, looking at it. That's premium for me. I'm not blazing any trails when I say the SmackDown 6 guys are sort of my favorites. If you've been here in the Hellhole, you maybe saw me doing the WWE Slam Attacks. You can check that out in the trading card arc. Rummage through the Hellhole on YouTube. There's a link in the About section on Twitch. If you're already on YouTube, you can find links to other things on YouTube in the description. Do that. Flex your mind muscle. Search out things for yourself. Check out the Capcom Wrestling Association if you like wrestling, if you like video games. We kind of just run the gamut of things that I like here. It's kind of man-child central. It's pop culture central. We're just talking about things I like. It's just me, some guy, your old pal, internet sensation McLucifer, the internet's favorite devil boy. Just gassing. I don't know. Are we going to do the DC? I feel like this is just a little too insubstantial for me. Are we just going to blow all the new Heroclix stuff right here? I had these grand designs if I was just going to do these quick hits and we would open a few. I don't even want to open this right now because I'm just enjoying. I mean, at least with these ones, when you buy them, you know what you get and you can see it. That's a pretty good rendering. That's a pretty good realization of Eddie Guerrero. I wonder, did they do different tights? That'd be interesting. Again, this has like a yellow logo. What does that mean? I don't know. I don't really know. Are we gonna... Are we really gonna do it? Let's just do it. Let's go crazy Broadway style because I got 3 DC 10th Anniversary Heroclix boxes as well. Singles again. Look at that, a nice Superman there on the cover. I'm loving the... still haven't seen the movie. I still haven't seen the Superman movie. I'll probably check that out at some point. I see positives and negatives, but check that out. We don't have to worry about the positive and negatives because this is 2012. This is Heroclix. They're doing comic book style Lex Luthor. There's what era Catwoman would that be? It's kind of a little bit 90s. It reminds me a little bit of Tim Sale's version of Catwoman. More great art. There's the Flash, Green Lantern. I've been reading some Flash lately, enjoying that. The old original Flash, Batman, Nightwing, Blue Beetle. I kind of enjoy the Clark Kent mid-transition into Superman. Let's do it. Let's go crazy. So again, these were all cheap. I guess they're on clearance. Maybe I'll go back get some more. I don't know. The price is right, and I'm kind of enjoying seeing these dudes. Okay, well, it's not I wouldn't say it's a great start right now. But, you know, opinions will vary. There's the card. You know who it is. It is Robin. I'm curious. I won't throw that card away because I want to know which Robin it is. Look, as far as Robins go, not a bad interpretation. Certainly getting the acrobatics. Again, they started to be a lot more adventurous with some of these sort of embellishments. Try to make them a little bit special. So I appreciate that. Again, good colors. The sculpt's pretty good. I don't know if are we having focus issues here? I mean, look at that. That's pretty good. Coming right at you. Although the details on the face with the painting are maybe a little basic, there's something about the dimensions of that mask that really feel classic. So I like that. That's a good classic Robin. No pants. The way God intended. Eat your heart out, Dr. Wortham. So it's Dick Grayson. And I guess, I don't know if these are, I mean, these sculpts seem to be too good to be, because I thought for something like this, like a 10th anniversary collection, they could have just done reissues of the old figures. They could have picked out like the greatest hits and just done random single box greatest hits with some of the variants. I think there's a variant type where it's sort of like a sketch variant where they're rendered in like they're like grayscale, which is kind of fun. Let's move on. That's enough. That's enough, Robin. I totally lost my train of thought. Yeah, they could have done classics. They could have sort of just reused old sculpts. I don't know if that's even possible. That might be presuming a little too much. Let's open this up. Let's get a good one. Who we got? Interesting. Okay. Okay. So we're kind of we're not really leaving the wheelhouse, and we're certainly hitting the box options on a couple of these. So we got Thor and the other one pictured on box, and now we've got a nice Catwoman. And what I appreciate about this is sort of the lengths they've gone to for the background. Now that's cool too, because like check this out. So Catwoman maybe with her Talon gloves. She's cut out a little hole in the window, sneaking in. Cat burglar style. What's that? There's like a little red logo. I don't know what that means. What does that mean? Can I even focus on that? I don't know. There's logos, there's things, but yeah, that's kind of fun. Again, the head is maybe where they lose it a little in the details, but I like that. I think for me, the definitive definitive Catwoman is probably the Darwin Cook design from the mid-2000s. Man, I imagine the goggles in that might be a little tricky on the Heroclix. They would have done it, though. They would have done that. That was probably the standard Catwoman at the time, I would imagine. Because the design was very current, and that pretty quickly established itself, to my mind, as the definitive Catwoman design. So that's the one that I'd like to see, but that's really good. I think that's a great comic book style Catwoman. Again, there it is on the box. See, the box maybe sells it a little bit better there. I'm not sure the reality of that face, the paint job on the face is quite. Can we get a focus here? I mean, does this? I don't think this even has lipstick, does it? Is that a variant? Is there a lipstick variant? I don't know. I don't think we got lipstick on this one. Actually, maybe. I don't know. I'll have to look at this on a bigger screen later. We're getting like a lot of issue with focus. Let's go. One more. One more for the road. So I'm not Mr. Unboxing. I don't know the rules. Who we got? Okay. Well, I would say on the whole, the Marvel selections have been the better of the bunch. I feel like I made out a little bit better with Marvel than I have DC, but let's not turn our nose up at Brainiac. This is the did he show up in the 80s, the 90s? This is the Milton Fine version of Brainiac, where it's like, you know, it's almost got like an evil magician thing going on. It's an interesting take. To me, I think the best take on Brainiac is probably, I like it when he's almost more like a 50s sci-fi thing, like a 50s alien, the green, maybe not little green man, but the green man with the sort of very basic sort of lighter purple gear with, you know, it's like that 1950s futuristic look that's a little bit corny, but I like that. I think that's a good way to sort of distinguish Brainiac in characters like that. You know, I like that for like a Captain Comet and things like that as well, where some characters I think let them keep the tropes and the style of the time. I think some characters should carry forward like that. I think Captain Marvel is much better when he's the 1940s style Captain Marvel. That's the definitive Captain Marvel. You don't really need to change it much. That's in mind because I was talking to somebody, the Shazam films were on. I don't think much of them. I don't hate them, but they're not great, and they've changed a whole heap of stuff. Some of it to the detriment. Like, I don't like the way Dr. Sivana is like, he's almost like a Lex Luthor type. Instead of, you want like the short, weird, like lumpy-headed mad scientist. That's what you want. That's your villain. I don't know. Anyway, we got Brainiac here, so that's pretty good. And of course, there's a lot of rumors that Brainiac could factor into the future of the Superman movies. I don't know if that's based on anything or supposition, because Brainiac has not really, for a character that's one of the top Superman villains, it's sort of surprising that he hasn't factored more into the films. You would think Brainiac would be a logical follow-up to Lex Luthor. As a kid, that was always my issue with like the Christopher Reeve movies. Like a lot of people, I agree that Christopher Reeve is probably one of or the best live-action screen Superman that we've had. But the films always left me wanting. Superman 2, pretty decent. When I was a kid, I would watch Superman 4 more than I should admit. I had like this weird thing. I rented it multiple times from Blockbuster. I think they very briefly did a thing where like there was like a birthday club thing and you got a free rental for your birthday. I think I got Superman 4. It had a trailer for Foot Trot Flats that I enjoyed with the Dave Dobbin song. So that was like a bonus reason to rent the tape. I don't know. That's a load of nonsense. But Superman 4, apart from feeling a little bit more modern to a kid, it had a Nuclear Man, so there was at least a supervillain. I'm a simple man of simple tastes. Just give me good supervillains. Something that I like about, or that appeals to me about the James Gunn films, is that there is a little bit more of that comic book access. You're getting a bunch of characters, a bunch of concepts, good guys, bad guys. You're just jumping in, and there's a lot going on. So I like that kind of thing, and I feel like that's, in some ways, that's what was missing, but in other ways, not. I mean, I feel like a lot of these superhero films, obviously, there's the complaints about the glut of them, the formula, the repeating, sort of all that stuff. But I think also you want some of the filmmaking that was in the Blander ones, like the quality filmmaking. I mean, the Sam Raimi Spider-Man films, they've got their flaws, but they're kind of the sweet spot, I think, where they're genuine, well-made films. There's an effort there. There's an attempt to make a real movie, but they've also got some good, solid comic book DNA, good reference points. I mean, Sam Raimi seemed to be, from what I gather and know, he's like a classic comic guy. And there was some resistance to doing Venom because of that, which you can kind of see on the screen. That's a whole other kettle of fish, though. So we got some Heroclix. We had some fun. We've opened the toy chest now. Now we can just go crazy. Thor is my favorite one. That's a really good figure. That's kind of the best of all the elements. It's a pretty good sculpt. Great colors, great design, and I just love the flourish of the lightning. And I've been in a bit of a Thor mood lately, so that doesn't hurt. Green Goblin's really good too. We're just repeating ourselves. So that's been the Heroclix return to the Hellhole. If you like this kind of stuff, make sure you like and subscribe. We could definitely use some more live views on Twitch. What time is it? It's crazy late where I live. It's probably crazy early where you live. I do have this knack for get going. You know, I'm available, and I have a bit of time at the worst possible time. So make sure you follow on Twitch and subscribe on YouTube. YouTube is really being dominated by the Capcom Wrestling Association, but that's not the only thing I want to be doing. I want to do some more of this kind of stuff, toy chest, some more unboxing, things like that. The trading card dog, believe it or not, is still in effect. It is still going. We are mid 1991 NBA Hoops box. I want to get back to that. There's so much going on, but there is a lot going on, obviously, here in my life. So we will do what we can. There's a bunch of games I'd like to get to as well. I got a couple of games. There's demos. You know, I want to be checking out, because I'm avoiding some of these things on the off chance that I can stream them and share them in the Hellhole. Because I feel like, I got to save myself, try to get some genuine, reactions and stuff like that. Not that it's, I'm not screaming and falling out of my chair like some of these kids, some of these genuine streaming types. You know what's going on. I don't know why I'm dragging this out. Like, subscribe, do all that stuff. Check out the Comic Book Hellhole playlist for more comic book stuff. I certainly want to talk more about comics and stuff, and maybe just talk about actual comics. I don't know. What's good? I will be back sometime soon, hopefully. Until then, adios, amigos. Thanks for playing. See you next time.